arriving to join their ranks, all of them surrounded by family and friends and by patrons, many of whom can't believe how close they are to their golfing heroes. It's a competition. It has a rich and colorful history, but more than anything else, Wednesday at the Masters is about fun. So let the fun begin. Let's go to the first tee. Here's the starter, Bill Young.
Trevor, whenever you're ready. Yeah. 4, please. Now on the tee, Trevor Immelman.
To get this year's edition of the par 3 contest started, the 2008 Masters champion.
Trevor has a long week in front of him. Being the analyst for our colleagues at CBS. Nicely done.
4, please. Now on the tee, Adam Scott.
This opening trio comprised of Masters champions. Adam Scott won the Masters tournament in 2013. He will be in the field again starting tomorrow. The first hole, part of the major renovation that took place last year, used to play uphill, now downhill.
4, please. Now on the tee, Ian Woosnam.
Ian Woosnam, 1991 Masters champion. Wow. And almost made the first hole in one of this competition from the first group. So the 62nd edition of the par 3 contest is underway. And if you're looking for fun in a beautiful place on a Wednesday afternoon, all signs point to the par 3 course.
The par 3 course is tucked into the sloping hills running away from the Augusta National Clubhouse and the green and white umbrella tables that form the spring golf Riviera. Today is Wednesday, which means the Masters annual par 3 contest. Time for players to get their annual holiday card photo, and for patrons to see just how many plastic cups they can collect. These cups will hold pre-dinner drinks and morning glasses of milk for years to come. Caddies, partners as caddies, swinging the club better than their husbands at times.
Happy wife, happy life.
International rock stars as caddies. Yeah, you stood on a lot of stages, Niall, but how about this stage?
That was One Direction.
A day as lazy and perfect watching at home as it is lounging around on the grass, feeling the breeze, and listening for a rising roar that says a ball is tracking, tracking, tracking.
Yes, yes, yes!
It's the par 3 contest, live from the Masters.
ESPN and the Augusta National Golf Club proudly present the par 3 contest. Sean McDonough and Curtis Strange, we are in the tower on the 9th tee here on the par 3 course. Marty Smith will be our on-course commentator this afternoon. 5 hours of live coverage today. The first 3 hours here on ESPN Plus. Then we'll shift over to ESPN at 3 o'clock Eastern time. That was Trevor Immelman for birdie at the first hole. Part of our coverage today, many of the players will be wearing microphones. We'll be able to speak with several of them as the competition continues.
Left to right by 2 cups. Left.
And as you might be able to tell by the laugh, one of those nice enough to wear the microphone and the earbuds is Adam Scott. Adam, what are you looking at for birdie there, your first putt of the day?
It looks quick. It's just outside the right, I think. Let's see how the touch is out of the gate. All right.
Nice.
All right.
Adam, you
Good
can't
start.
birdie them all unless you birdie the first, right?
That's right. Off to a flyer.
Of course, Adam, you've already won this. A part of the history of the par 3 is the alleged jinx. Nobody's ever won this competition in the Masters tournament in the same year. I saw a quote from you said, now that you've won a Masters, you would like to win the par 3.
Yeah, we'll give it a go. You know, all things are broken, all these records, so we'll give it a run. I got nothing to lose. It's a good start with a 2.
Who do you have with you today?
I have my daughter, Bo. This is her first time caddying out here.
And she is 9?
She's 9. All right. Throw that over your shoulder, Bo. Here we go. She's 9. She's getting it under control here.
Well, she's doing a good job. She has you 1 under par.
Yeah, so far, good club off the first. My putter's bigger than her, though.
And weighs more than the other clubs combined.
That's right. I'll carry the putter. She can carry the bat.
So they've gone to the second hole, another hole that was changed prior to last year's tournament. Scorecard yardage of 100 yards.
You know, these first 2 holes actually go in the same direction it went years ago. They were much shorter holes until they changed. And now back to downhill. Now the second back up the hill just a little bit. Second hole playing right at 100 yards.
It's 100. It's 100. Oh dear. Oh man. Yeah, I'll hit a lob wedge, I think. It's probably going to spin a lot.
There's a little, which is on scoreboard thing. There's a little ridge there.
I haven't played these new holes out here yet.
Ball, it'll spin down.
Just right of the board. Okay.
And 2 trees.
Let's see. It's 100.
Yes.
Go. Sit. Go. Something.
Very nice.
One of those thin ones that gets there for Trev.
I like it. Nice.
Adam, tomorrow you'll start playing your 23rd Masters. You've made the cut 20 times, 14 in a row. What do you think of your form coming in this year?
It's fairly solid. I think my game is always in okay shape, but I'm looking for that spark to play with these young guys like the Scottish Schefflers. The standard is so high. I gotta catch fire out here this week and kind of run with it. But these are the weeks that I look forward to the most, because I hope some of that 23 years experience gets me in front of the game.
Ian Woosnam, the shot. What's your foremost memory from 2013 when you won?
Oh man, there's so many memories. But it was a point in my career where I was just really determined to get over the line and get that first major. And I'd been close in the couple years leading up to it, and it was just going to happen. I was in that mindset where I had to make it happen. I think that's got to get up.
Oh, no.
Oh, Trev.
Those are the kind that send you to the TV booth.
Shall I tell him you said that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Tell him that was Curtis Strange. Any doubt.
The one down the first had me thinking he should be playing again, and now I see what that TV booth's done.
Adam, we appreciate your time. Always a gentleman, and we wish you well as you go after another green jacket starting tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks so much. Fun to be out here.
Adam and his wife Marie also have 2 boys. Son Byron named after Byron Nelson.
Well, there's not a finer gentleman to name your boy after. Absolutely.
And son Bjorn as well.
Borg, maybe?
Maybe your good friend Bjorn Borg. I remember that from many years ago at the Open Championship. Let's go to Marty Smith, who's standing by with Jordan Spieth.
Thank you, Sean. Good afternoon. Man, you're wrangling them here today. You got Sammy running around. Sophie doesn't want anything to do with any of us, which I don't blame her. If I was her, I'd want to be taking a nap. When you're immersed in the grind the way you have to be in order to be great, what's it like to bring them out here and immerse them in it?
Honestly, this is what we do after the rounds anyways. I just go back and he wants to hit a golf ball wherever we are, and so this is just a little different stage. He's pretty excited about how big and green the course is, and he just wants to hit his driver. So yeah, it'll be babysitting today. I'm sure I'll only get to play like 3 or 4 holes, and then he'll play the rest, but it's a lot of fun. It's cool that he's interested in it. It's cool that he likes being around people, and yeah, today's a special day.
When you first got out here, you put a ball down and he got all of it. He about took 10 or 12 people out over there.
I told him to use his putter. He said he wanted to hit his driver. I said you got to hit it softly, and he just whacked it right across. So he got the gist after that and started tapping it in.
You told me a couple years ago that Sammy was winning the diaper battle over Dad. How we doing with Sophie?
Yeah, they're well now it's both, so it's just a trade-off. But his are. I'd rather do hers than his, yeah, now. But, yeah, it's awesome. Family's growing. They love each other, and we're just looking forward to the week. It's always a great week, and this is, as I mentioned, it's a unique day, and we get to come out here and have fun in the middle of all the prep.
Always appreciate your time. Love your spirit, man. Sean?
Yeah, Marty, thank you. Part of the fun of the par 3 contest. You never know what kind of diaper changing information you're going to get on live national television. There's Lee Steislinger, who does a great job running this par 3 contest. He'll be presenting the pedestal bowl later to the winner. Here's Will Zalatoris for birdie and off to a good start.
And even more important than that, good to see him back playing, healthy. Feels good about his game. We'll talk about some of the changes as the week progresses. Now back to Adam Scott.
For back-to-back birdies to start. Very nice.
Can't birdie them all unless you birdie the first 2, Sean.
Starting to think about the course record. Well, let's tell you about the rules. Since 1960, this has been a Wednesday staple for competitors, past champions, and the patrons. They renovated the course last year. Pin seeking is what the patrons come to see. 107 holes in one since the inaugural event, including 5 last year. To win, you have to go out and shoot the lowest score, and you have to play every shot yourself. Your family members can hit a shot, friends, but if they do, you're not eligible to win. There's a tie at the end. The 9th hole will be played up to 3 times before a solo winner or co-champions are crowned. They'll get that crystal pedestal bowl. Will the winner. And they'll also hope that they're winning the Masters tournament and wearing the green jacket on Sunday, but that's never happened. The par 3 contest winner has gone on to win the Masters in the same year. It's never happened, so be careful what you wish for. Back to the first tee.
Now on the tee, Fred Couples.
Another of the Masters winners playing in the par 3 contest. There are 20 Masters champions in this par 3 field today.
Four, please. Now on the tee, Jordan Spieth.
The 2015 Masters champion.
Hasn't been playing his best this year, but you know, it turns on for him this because he can handle these greens so well.
4, please. Now on the tee, Rickie Fowler.
Back in the Masters for the first time since 2020 is Rickie. Now a hole-in-one on the 4th hole, 2016 of the par 3. Right after his buddy Justin Thomas had made a hole-in-one on the shot right before him. Let's go back to Marty.
Thank you, Sean. Keegan Bradley and his wife, Jillian. You guys have spent the last 5 minutes reminding your boys not to run.
It's going to be all day.
You're doing a great job parenting right now. What is the most special part of this for you?
Well, we're sort of on Wednesdays. The pressure's starting to build up. This is a bit of a release of the pressure. So to see the boys out there running around in their suits, it's amazing.
When you're somebody who supports someone who has to work so hard to be great, what's it like for you to be out here with your boys?
It's just such a special day. You know, it's a time that we all can kind of relish in the success he's had and how hard he works all year to kind of enjoy it and have a fun family day.
What's your favorite memory here at Augusta?
This whole day, we're going to be out there with Camilo, Maria, so be out there with Mateo, and all that they've gone through. This is a big day for them. To be there with them today is an amazing thing.
Have an absolute blast, guys. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys.
Sean.
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate you, brother.
And that's really what today is all about. Fun with the family. Memories that they'll cherish forever. The wives, the children. There are some facts. The field made up of participants in the tournament, past Masters champions who aren't competing. She said if you believe in the jinxes, you don't want to win this. Nobody's won it in the same year, but Patrick Reed said the other day, sooner or later somebody's going to do it. You have to hit every shot to be eligible for victory. And how about the all-time scoring record, Curtis? 19 by Jimmy Walker. That's one of those sports records that might never be broken.
It's hard to believe you can make that many birdies. Actually, 7 birdies are in a hole-in-one, so 6 birdies in a hole-in-one. It's phenomenal golf. I don't care what you're playing on. You still have to put it on the green and make putts. Look at here. I'm guessing somebody might face plant somewhere. Maybe not. You know, you see these guys in really their real world. Their real world is not what we see on TV every week and on the weekend. That's their job. But to see the family out here is terrific.
Will Zalatoris for back-to-back birdies.
That's a good sign.
And as you mentioned, Curtis, it was a year ago here that the back problems really flared up. He had to withdraw, had surgery just days later. And great to see him back here.
And a long rehab, too. Couldn't do anything for months.
What a microdiscectomy. I have no idea what that is, but it doesn't sound like anything any of us would want to endure.
Anything involving the back is not going to be an easy recovery, but he's done well. He started back last December and progressively getting better. Golf game is looking good. Now Freddie Couples.
Another guy who can relate to back problems throughout the years.
And he's been struggling of late, too. And, you know, hinted that this might be his last Masters. I think it's all dependent on how he feels.
It'll be his 39th when he tees it up tomorrow. Winner in 1992. Defeated Raymond Floyd by 2 shots and in contention many times since. Well into his 50s. Now 64 years old, Fred Couples. And Spieth. And I'm sure the grounds crew appreciates the help from the family members. Well, as we mentioned a couple times already, it hasn't happened in the same year, but there have been 12 men who have won the Masters who have also won the par 3 contest, including Sam Snead, who won the inaugural event in 1960 and won the par 3 again in 1974. Tom Watson in 2018, Curtis. That was the year G.T. Nicklaus, Jack Nicklaus's nephew, at age 15, made a hole-in-one on the 9th. Tony Finau turned his ankle. I think that was probably the most memorable of all the par 3 contests.
A lot going on that afternoon, that's for sure.
Time for a family photo or two, or a picture with one of your idols.
You mentioned earlier about the reshaping of the par 3 2 years ago. This is part of what they did. They brought in the lake, took out a lot of trees, opened up the area, reworked some holes, and it is a beautiful piece of property.
Here are some groups you'll be seeing in our early coverage at 12:28. Keegan Bradley, you just heard from, as he mentioned, with Camilo Villegas, and with Luke List, who lives here in Augusta, Georgia now. Keegan will be wearing microphone for us. 12:35, Bubba Watson and Ben Crenshaw, a couple of two-time Masters champions in that group. Gary Player with fellow South Africans Eric Van Rooyen and Christo Lamprecht, the 6'8" amateur. What a thrill it must be for those two to play with Gary. Watson, Woodland, Garcia, Reed, and O'Meara, Masters winners all at 103. Scotty Scheffler with his good buddy Sam Burns and Tom Kim at 110. Scheffler and Kim wearing microphones for us. Scotty Scheffler, world #1 and really a big favorite here to win the Masters tournament. Jordan Spieth, a little help getting it on the tee at 2. Then we'll have help hitting the shot.
Right in the middle of the club face,
Yeah.
Sean.
I have a
Something you
feeling
don't know much about, and then right down the middle.
I have a feeling you'll be analyzing that swing we just saw again in about 20 years on the course, about 100 yards from here. Let's go back to Marty Smith.
Sean, as you said a moment ago, Bubba Watson, a 2-time Masters champion, 2012, 2014, here with Bubba and his children, Caleb and Dakota. All right, we'll get to Dad in a minute. You guys look fantastic in your caddy suits. What's your strategy today to help Dad out?
Just cheer him on.
Okay, that's great strategy. How about you?
Just encourage him and help him.
You guys look tremendously comfortable in your caddy suits. How comfortable is that?
Terribly comfortable.
Terribly comfortable. Terribly comfortable. I love it. It must be so cool as a dad when you're facing so much pressure the next 4 days to come out here and have this time with them. What's that like?
Oh, it's amazing. Yesterday on 16, it was the first time they came here early and watched me skip it. And so for them, they just like, skip it, you know, and they hear about it. It was the first time they got to watch it. So it was exciting being there, being able to be part of history with them in my sport, my job. But it's more to have their smiles on their faces than anything I can do on the golf course.
Aced 4 last year. You got another one in the bag today?
I hope so. We're going to Smoothie King and get a Dude Perfect smoothie if I make a hole-in-one. That's what I promised the kids. So,
I interviewed Dude Perfect yesterday. Does that make me a whole lot cooler than I was 20 seconds ago?
Sure.
You got the coolest sunglasses in the house, brother. Bubba, we appreciate you guys. Have a blast today with Dad, guys. Sean.
All right, Marty. I know you're a big fan of Dude Perfect. We'll get into, you know who those guys. They're YouTube and sensations and much more.
I've had photos taken with them.
Dude Perfect.
Yes.
Your dude mostly perfect, as far as I'm concerned. This is Grayson Murray's fiance, Christiana Ricci. How about that? Maybe they'll play alternate shot the rest of the way. He proposed to her last December. They met in Palm Springs back in 2021. They're getting married in 2 weeks.
I know he's excited. First appearance here, just won this past year to qualify for the Masters tournament.
Mm-hmm.
From North Carolina, of course, living in Raleigh.
Of course. Some good speed shown here in the early moments of the competition by the youngsters. By the way, Grayson and Christiana are postponing their honeymoon until the fall so that he can have a busy golf season. Can be a tiring experience for the youngsters here as well. They'll sleep well tonight. That's Ian Woosnam. They're on the 4th hole. There was the first 6 that were renovated prior to last year to bring the DeSoto Springs Pond more into play and have it be more in the vistas. And like everything they do here, when they make changes, they look like they've been here forever, and they meet with rave reviews. Adam Scott now 2 under through 3 and our leader in the early action.
We'll never forget the putt he made in the playoff to win. The emotion and the expression that he had it said it all.
Beat Angel Cabrera in the playoff to win the 2013 Masters. I think future World Golf Hall of Famer, along with you, Curtis. Certainly erecting that kind of resume. Major champion, won a Players Championship, a Tour Championship, 14 PGA Tour wins, 11 on the DP World Tour.
Certainly been a world-class player for a long time. He's made a difference in the game. He's made a difference in the game with his class. Being a gentleman.
Yes.
Every sense of the word. Elegant player. Good all-around good guy.
And a look at the revamped course. Curtis, that first hole used to face in a different direction to go uphill. Now it's downhill, straight down the hill from the Butler cabin, in fact.
Yeah, it goes down the hill, then back up, then down, back over at 3, across the pond at 4. There are the new ones. 5, the tee is back. But more so than that, they've opened up that whole vista. There used to be a lot of trees, a lot of pine trees in that area. And now you can see it's beautiful, the hillside that climbs up into the newly built cabins. As you said, looks like it's been there for forever.
3 times they were unable to play. I think we know by now that no player has won both in the same year. We're going to cross that off the graphic for a little while. But that they didn't play 1 year because of inclement weather and then twice because of COVID. Then we go back to the first tee.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. We got a youngster out here.
Bill Young getting his microphone ready. Keegan Bradley,
4,
Camilo
please.
Villegas,
Down
Luke
the tee.
List on
Luke
the tee.
List.
Nice shot by Luke List. He'll be playing in his 3rd Masters. First one as an amateur back in 2005.
4, please. Now on the tee. Keegan Bradley.
Taking dead aim at the first hole.
Four, please. Now the tee. Camilo Villegas.
Good to see him back here at Augusta. Seventh Masters for Villegas, but his first since 2015. As Keegan Bradley mentioned, emotional day for many of these families for many reasons, including for the Villegas family who lost an infant daughter, Mia, a while back. She passed away in July of 2020 at just 22 months old. She'd been battling brain and spinal cancer. Camilo and Maria welcomed their son Mateo in December of 2021. Over at 5 now. That's Adam Scott, the longest hole on this par 3 course. The scorecard yardage is 155. As you see, it's a front pin today, and it's playing 142 yards. And Curtis Lake, the real course, if you will, for lack of a better phrase. A lot of contours, and that way it's helpful in terms of the preparation for your putting and chipping.
If you wanted to come over here and just play by yourself the last couple of days, it's not a bad way to practice the slopes, the speed.
I think Cristiano doesn't need any more practice on these greens. They're going to be dangerous in a Scotch alternate shot.
In the early days, we used to get here early, Sunday or Monday, play Monday, get over here and play 9 holes. Monday afternoon, you couldn't get enough. Couldn't get enough of playing around here.
Keegan Bradley, you see the earbuds in and the microphone. Keegan, Sean McDonough, and Curtis Strange, and we appreciate you taking the time to chat with us.
Thank you, guys.
Now, we know you're a competitor. Are you going to try to win this, or are you a believer in the jinx?
I always try the first few holes to see how I'm doing. I'd love to win it.
Great.
The Red Sox reversed the curse, didn't they? I
yes,
think I
they
can
did.
do it. That voice of yours is soothing. That's all I think about is Red Sox.
Oh, here we go. It's the Boston connection.
Yeah.
The Boston Mafia.
Keegan's always been my favorite player.
Yeah.
Understandably so. They were off to a wicked good start, Keegan, until Trevor Story went down. I'm not sure about.
He'll be back.
He'll be back. All right, what do you have for a read? You have any of your kids helping you with this, or you're on your own?
Apparently I'm on my own here, but I gotta go a little left or right uphill. Luke just told me to be quiet. He's really serious. Holy! If I should have been quiet. He smashed it 6 feet by. Great putt. Nice one.
That was clearly your fault, Keegan.
Yeah, it's my fault. Camilo's going out of turn. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go left. It's uphill. A little bit firm.
And we have talked to Lee Steisler. They have assessed a 2-stroke penalty to Camilo Villegas for playing out of turn.
Keegan, how do you feel about this week? How's the game? How do you feel about this week?
I feel great. I mean, the Masters is such an intense week. Like this is such a needed pressure valve for us. But I was out there this week. The game feels really good. We got such weather coming in, so these practice it's gonna be wet and everything. But very excited.
A chance of thunderstorms tomorrow morning. Significant chance with some high winds. That might be an issue to get play started tomorrow. Beautiful day here today. The sun's come out after a cloudy start. It was cloudy all day yesterday. We expect temperatures up around 80 degrees this afternoon. Who do you have with you, Keegan? How old are your kids?
I have, this is Logan, and then the little guy. And for this, he just told me on the first hole, he said, Dad, if I hit a bad tonight. We're all jacked up for the par 3, but it's really special to be out here with Camilo and Maria Mateo, and what they've gone through. This is a pretty special day. Hey, thank you so much. Thanks.
Yeah, it's anybody's worst nightmare and an unbelievable tragedy, which the Villegases have turned into wonderful charity work in Mia's memory.
Yes, they're spectacular people, Maria. What they've done is we're all in awe of them. To be out here with them is really special. I've played the par 3 a few times with Camilo. He likes to put a little wager on hole-in-ones. And the last time I played with him, he made 2. I was pissed.
I'm really hoping Keegan makes 1, and I'll pay him on the 9th.
You can see in the video of the second one he made a couple years ago, I was in the background, like slamming my club. I was mad.
He almost didn't.
Do we have can you tell us what the wager is? Or is that proprietary information?
I think that's yes, I think that's between us.
Okay. Well, we wish you well.
Yes. How far?
Whatever it is, I think they can afford it.
Yeah, I know he can. He hasn't spent $1 his whole life.
What are you looking at here, Keegan?
So they don't give us the ups and downs out here, which is a nice little treat. But we got about 100 yards, a little uphill. This is a really nice shot. Please don't go in.
It's 100 yards on the dot.
On the dot.
100 yards.
Is that into the wind?
We've seen several short already, if that helps.
Several short. Well, don't tell these guys that. Okay, so 100 yards. I'm not sure the land is 2 or 3 past it.
At least. Yes.
At least.
At least.
How much do I have behind it?
About 7 or 8.
Okay.
Is this against the rules?
Keegan, I can tell you one thing. Curtis was not out pacing off yardages this morning.
Okay, I have the wrong club. I'm going back. Okay. Going in.
Let's tell Logan and Cooper to get involved here in the caddy a little bit.
One?
It's
all right.
exhausting.
Yeah. Oh, this is right at it. That's enough.
The Villegas is nervous. Oh, boy.
Did it peak?
It sure did.
It peaked.
It did.
Scoops. 1, 2, 3. Isn't loud enough. Say hi.
Hey guys, how are you?
Can you say hi, Nona? All right, now this is when I put the voodoo
Camilo Villegas made 2 holes in 1, as Keegan said, both in 2015.
Yes. Worst day of my life.
That is tied for the 3rd most holes in 1 by any player all time in the history of the par 3 contest.
Is it a factual fact that I played with Seamus Power last year? He made 2 as well.
Well, you're a little good luck charm then. Seamus Power last year made him on back-to-back shots. Here's Camilo's 2 holes in 1, both in 2015. The first one on number 4. One of 18 now all-time on that hole, and this on the 8th across Sykes Pond.
Well, he burst on the scene with a lot of game and a bigger personality some years ago. And shots like that.
And that one was a rarity. We mentioned this started in 1960. Before that hole-in-one on 8 by Camilo Villegas, there had been only 1 throughout the years by Nolan Hankey in 1993.
Yeah.
So that was a rarity. Hey, Keegan, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. And go Red Sox. Go
Amen.
Patriots. Go them all.
Bruins, Celtics, they're all looking good.
That's right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Keegan.
Okay. Bye.
Adam Scott, meanwhile, at the 5th hole, trying to get to 3 under, and another tap-in birdie for Scott. First Australian to win the Masters, and he is leading the par 3 now by 2 shots. Over Ian Woosnam and Rickie Fowler, Austin Eckroat will be playing in the Masters for the first time. I love that shot, Curtis. You mentioned the opening of the Vistas prior to last year. So many of these people just can't believe they're here. It's even more spectacularly beautiful than they imagined if they had not been here before.
That's the one thing when you ask somebody, and I always like to say, what's your lasting impression? It's prettier than I thought it would be.
And Hillier.
Yes.
Rickie Fowler pours one in. And that gets him to 2 under and now 1 off the lead. That was a moment ago at 4. And that's Jordan Spieth. And we're joined by Rickie Fowler. Rickie, Sean McDonough, and Curtis Strange. We appreciate you taking the time to visit with us. You're off to a good start here this afternoon.
I just decided to hit a couple decent wedges and made a couple putts. I'm happy about it. We're just having a good time out here.
Yes, you are. Who do you have with you?
I've got my wife and our little one running around, Maya, and then paired up with Jordan Spieth. Good to see you. And someone who I've looked up to since I was a little kid, Mr. Fred Couples.
Mm-hmm. Fun. I guess people watching might wonder, do you get to pick who you play with in this contest?
To a certain extent, the tee sheet fills up pretty quickly. So Jordan and I were trying to play together, and saw Fred's name up there, and figured he'd be able to put up with the little ones running around, and it's a perfect little threesome we got. Missing JT though for sure, but you know we got a good replacement.
Yeah, Justin Thomas opting not to play in this year. You made a hole-in-one back-to-back right after JT had made one on the 4th hole a few years ago. Rickie, where does that rate among your memorable experiences in golf?
It's very high on the list, that's for sure. On Jordan's list, it's probably not very high because it cost him a little bit. But it was a great memory for JT and I.
Rickie, Curtis here. How's preparation been going the last couple of days?
It's been good. The golf course is probably some of the best I've seen it leading up to the tournament. I'm hoping that this storm we have coming in isn't too severe, and we don't get too much water because, like I said, the golf course is really good. Greens are firm and fast. So we'll see if we can dodge a bit.
It looks like what we've seen earlier, that there's enough moisture in the greens. You guys can control it once it hits the surface.
Yeah, no, I think it's very fair right now. There's areas, the higher parts that are firm. Ooh, Jordan just poured some cold water down my back. Feels good. It's fair. It's just tough right now. It'd be nice if we could keep it how it is and dodge, like I said, a little bit of the storm that's coming.
How's the old man doing right here?
He said on the last hole he wanted the kids to follow around the next few days. He's been hitting it nice and rolling some good putts, so I think we got some good mojo going.
He never changes, does he?
He's been the same ever since I first met him. Easy going. Like I said, I looked up to him for a long time, still do, and he's a fun guy to be around.
Well, Rickie, as you get ready here, we're going to roll in your memorable experience from the 2016 par 3 contest. You with your buddies Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth. We're watching Justin now. This is on the 4th hole.
I'm going to see if I can maybe recreate it here as well.
That would be nice. Give us 1 second, Gooseby. What were you thinking when his shot went in? I can't imagine you were thinking you were going to dunk one in right on top of him.
No, I was, after that, I was obviously excited for him, and it was a cool experience, but honestly, it was more of just one to step up and hit after that with very little expectation, because it's hard to hit when blood gets pumping, the adrenaline's going. I was happy that came out where it did, but was not expected.
All right, Rickie, we're going to watch you hit this one, and then we'll look at your hole-in-one from 2016.
Good line. Good a little. Hey, you guys want to stay in my ear?
Yes.
Next 2 days?
Yes, sure. We'll talk all the way around. Curtis with his usual appearance fee, of course, but I'm happy to do it because you're a great guy.
Well, if they come out like that, I'm happy to pay an appearance fee.
Now we're watching your hole-in-one right after Justin Thomas made it. Do you remember at all what you were thinking as this one trickled in?
It was just a little off-speed pitching wedge, and with how that old hole used to be, it was a bit of a funnel. You could hit it left or right there long. JT went the left route. I was just trying to hit it somewhere up there, and they both looked darn good, and really cool experience to have that happen.
Could you give us a little more inside information how much it might have cost your buddy when that went in, or should that stay between the two of you?
Well, there's usually a standing bet on par threes, and it just so happens that it's a little more likely here on the par three contest. One unit, you can take that for whatever it may be.
A unit, yes. Rickie, you're back for the first time since 2020. Had a terrific track record here over the years. What's it mean to be back after you've been away for a little while?
It's amazing. This is a place that once you've been a part of it and seen it, it's not one that you want to miss. But on the other side of that, as a player, it's maybe the only one, if not a short list, of a tournament that you would actually watch when you're not in it as well. So just very grateful to be back, and I was able to bring my dad and my grandpa here to play 2 weeks ago. So just really cool. It's just, like I said, very fortunate to be back where I'm at.
Well, I know Curtis and I speak for a lot of golf fans. We're excited to have you back. We appreciate your time. Rickie, enjoy the rest of the day with your family, and good luck this weekend.
I will. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, have a good week.
Thanks, Curtis.
9 top 5 finishes in majors for Rickie.
Yep.
Still looking for that first major title. Finished second here to Patrick Reed in 2018. The Bradley family going on nicely. Let's go back near the first tee. Marty Smith is with Gary Woodland.
It is so great to be here with Gary.
Gary Woodland
has
I know
been at
that
Augusta National
you've
many
had
times before, but I would imagine none quite like this time. Our great friend Jeff Darlington did a phenomenal feature on your last year and everything that you've managed. So walking back in here now and having the opportunity to stand here with your 3 beautiful children, what is the emotion today?
It's what it's all about. It's what the fight was for. Obviously to be back here, but it's the first time my kids have traveled all year, and today's amazing. Obviously we got a big week this week, but today puts it all in perspective, being here with my little ones.
You're going to have the opportunity to walk these 9 holes with them and hold their hands and see how amazing they are. You guys look great in your caddy suits, by the way. I've never seen anybody look better in them. I would imagine that there will be moments here where you just stop and be.
It's like I said, this is it puts it all in perspective. You said walk. I think the kids will be running.
Thank you, Sean. It is so great to be here with Gary. I know that you've had quite a year, and our great friend Jeff Darlington did a phenomenal piece on you and the battle that you've waged over the past year since you left Augusta National. And here you stand holding hands with your 3 beautiful children. How do you describe the emotion?
It puts it all in perspective.
All right, Marty, thank you. That's what they were referring to, if you didn't see that excellent piece from Jeff Darlington that aired over the weekend on the ESPN family of networks. Gary Woodland had surgery back in the fall to remove a brain lesion that was causing him a number of problems, including if he was waking up in the middle of the night with great fear and tremors and didn't know what it was all about. And finally it was diagnosed and he had it removed. And I saw him a couple of days ago up by the clubhouse. He's still working his way back. When you have a major surgery like that, and that's A man who needs no introduction, Gary Player, in his 58th par 3 contest with the record 4 all-time holes in one. But there's a lot for Gary Woodland to work back and through, and we'll talk more about that as the weekend goes along.
It's just good to see him back.
It sure is.
And it's a work in progress, but it's good to see him back, enjoying his family. As he said, that's what all the work is for.
Well, this is an all South African trio, and you can imagine what a thrill it is for Erik van Rooyen, who'll hit next, and Christo Lamprecht to play with one of the all-time greats in the history of golf, Gary Player. Still participating and as vibrant as ever at age 88.
Christo playing in his
4, please. Now on the tee, Christo Lamprecht.
First Masters, he won the Amateur Championship at Royal Liverpool. They earned the opportunity to play here, and yes, he is tall. If you haven't seen him before, he is 6 feet 8 inches tall, believed to be the tallest in Masters history, and loaded with talent.
You know, that's where I see the future is. 6'7", 6'8", 6'10". Look at tennis.
Come on.
Look at here, Gary.
Yeah, Gary.
Gary, not the tallest.
But still on a chair, giving way more than a foot to Christo Lamprecht. But still as physically fit as any 88-year-old people half his age would ever hope to be. And spreading joy everywhere he goes, and particularly for Lamprecht and Van Rooyen today. Lamprecht grew up going to Louis Oosthuizen's academy in South Africa and really idolized Ernie Els and has gotten to know Ernie, so he has a lot of great mentors who have already helped him on his way, and he's still just 23 years old.
So many great players coming from that part of the world, and Gary was a huge part of it, inspiration to many, many young players. He traveled the world. Gary, one of the first, if not the first, to play truly international golf.
Countless millions of miles he has traveled as one of the great ambassadors. Nice to see him finally out of his shell here at age 88.
You know, Gary is one of those personalities that when he walks in the room lights up. Every single time.
And this is a big and spectacular room that he dominated it last year. This is Bubba Watson, 2-time Masters champion. And a birdie.
Man, sign him up, huh? Sign him up.
Nice read. Nice read.
Ben Crenshaw applauding the help from the caddies. I don't know what the record is for fewest putts. Christiana is certainly approaching it.
Looks like she's done this before.
I believe so.
What's the low scoring record for a caddy?
Well, she's playing more than most, and you can understand why watching her play. Maybe that could be a new wrinkle in years to come. Some sort of alternate shot with spouses. So you make sure nobody talks to each other on the way home. Erik van Rooyen looks like he will be next to play on the first green. "34 years old, lives in Johannesburg. Christo's always looked up to Gary Player. Today, that'll be the other way around. And Ryan played in 2022, missed the cut.
You know, Gary, as we watch him line up here, is truly amazing. at his age, he continues to travel, continues to promote the game of golf, makes appearances, does a lot of charitable work. You know, it'd be easy to go back to his ranch at home and take it easy, but he doesn't do that.
And you know he wants to win this. He's never won the par 3 in the 57 previous appearances. Finished second way back in 1983. Of course, has won the Masters tournament 3 times.
Not because he didn't try. That's for sure.
And now Christo Lamprecht playing college golf at Georgia Tech. This was Monday when he arrived here at Augusta National. Of course, one of the traditions over the years, one of the many, the amateurs stay in the crow's nest on the top of the clubhouse. Back when it was built, there weren't many people 6 feet 8 inches tall. He was a little too tall for the shower and his body a little bit too long for the bed. But he did spend Monday night in there. Young man with a lot of game curse and a lot of personality in a very humble sort of way.
That's a great experience to stay there too. Oh my gosh.
I think we'll be hearing a lot about him for years to come. They head to the uphill second hole. And we'll head back to the first tee. And 2 more Masters champions and a U.S. Open winner in this group. Here's the starter, Bill Young.
4, please. Now on the tee, Tom Watson.
Little long and left. First hole playing 136 yards.
Gary Woodland.
Gary Woodland will play in his 12th Masters. The 8th time he's played in the par 3. Has never turned in a card. Apparently a believer in the jinx. '19 U.S. Open champion out at Pebble Beach.
Four, please. Now on the tee, Mike Weir.
2003 Masters champion, won it in a playoff with Len Matisse.
Yeah, what an exhibition he put on. Not the longest of hitters, but much like Zach Johnson. Used his accuracy, used his short game imagination.
And still playing in the Masters tournament at age 53. Still has solid game, going well on the Champions Tour. Missed the cut last year. Tomorrow he'll tee it up in the Masters for the 25th time. And I think Marty Smith, Curtis, hit the nail right on the head. Has to be a very emotional day for Gary Woodland and his family. Wondering if they'd ever be on a golf course together again.
The day, the week, the time together, all the above. I was with Gary the last round when he won at Pebble Beach, the U.S. Open, the walking reporter, and what a round of golf he played. So courageous, great shots. To 8. Nice.
Well, we've seen the putting. Oh my goodness. You're just joining us. Christiana Ricci, who's Grayson Murray's fiance, will be married in 2 weeks.
She's hitting so many good shots, they're going to wear those lips out.
I think I should have gone first.
Doesn't look like she's surprised by it. I need to find out what her handicap is. Will Zalatoris is correct. He probably should have gone first. He's only played here twice, Curtis. I know you love Will Zalatoris' game, but came as close as anybody has to winning it in his debut since Fuzzy Zeller, the last to do that in 1979, was runner-up in 2021 in his Masters debut and finished tied for 6th in his other appearance here.
Yeah, has a lot of game for this golf course. Big, long hitter, high iron player, actually a wonderful iron player. Now over the 6, and our buddy Ben Crenshaw.
Right on line.
Green and red. Green and red.
Best putter I have ever played with and seen. Phenomenal.
Well, many believe he's the best of all time.
Nice, challenging putt.
Adam Scott, the first group off, is at the 9th hole now. He has relinquished the lead for the moment. Hello. Wow. First shot of the day at 9, and it almost found the bottom of the cup. 113 yards across Ike's Pond. This is 7, familiar uphill. They're all par 3s on the par 3 course. 109 yards today.
This looks good. Got to go long right. Let it take the slope.
Jordan Spieth. Seven, 8, 9 unchanged in the renovation that took place prior to last year's Masters tournament. It's Rickie Fowler leading the par 3 at the moment at 3 under through 6. Ian Woosnam is about to tee off on the 9th hole, tied at 2 under with Bubba Watson. And Austin Eckroat out of Oklahoma State 1 under in his first appearance in the Masters. And Curtis will look at the last 3 holes.
3 holes that were not changed 2 years ago. The 7th hole used to be the 9th hole, but up the hill today, 115 yards. And historically, we were seeing the flagstick in the bottom left. Players would go high right, let the spin take over, as you just saw Jordan Spieth do. Fun hole. Then we go over to the 8th hole. 120 yards today.
That's where Seamus Power last year made the first of his back-to-back holes and won on consecutive shots on 8 and 9. Tom Hoagie also knocked one in for a 1 on this hole last year on his way to the par 3 contest championship.
Just a beautiful golf hole, and once again they make a 40 or 50 yard walk over to the 9th tee, and there you see the beauty here at Augusta National. Today playing 135, flagstick will be in the front left as we've seen. And then we'll see great shots here. Arnold make it from 50 feet years ago. Holes in ones, and then G.T. Nicklaus with one you'll never forget.
Right here on the 9th hole, there's our leader, Rickie Fowler. Now we'll see if he continues to try to win the Masters tournament. Did you believe in the Jinx when you played in the par 3? Were you trying to win?
No, I did not, but I didn't play every year. When I feel like I really had a chance for those 3 or 4 years to play well on the big course, I took the afternoon off. We used to play 18 every day and then practice all afternoon, and they don't do that. A lot of players play 9 and then go to the practice tee and still have some energy left to come over here. So it was just what I thought, trying to prepare for the Masters tournament.
As Rickie Fowler, the leader, plays, we'll look in at Gary Woodland, who's nice enough to wear a microphone and have the earpods in. Gary, we'll try not to distract you here. So play your shot.
Get in. Go on, get in.
Oh, beauty. Gary, it's Sean McDonough and Curtis Strange. We appreciate you taking a little time to visit. How's your game right now as you work your way back from what you experienced last September?
It's not working. It's not working.
Gary, we'll try to get the other ear pod working and visit with Gary. We'll work to get that fixed. And this for a 2-shot lead. For birdie, it's 7 for Rickie.
Why not?
Well, the true test comes